And if you hold control while you click, you can select and deselect multiple parts, which is handy. So that way, whoops. If you ever like click out of it by accident, always that's why I keep the property editor on, and where it says target object, hit select, and you come back to selector. Like I was saying, it's good to select multiple parts so that way you can like get them to stand. Because for me, I guess like a normal stance for me would be his two shins, his chest, and his neck, and you simulate that stance pretty well. Okay, so, but there are different types of constraint event. Okay, I'm just gonna add another character in here real quick to show you, and I'm gonna move them so that way his this guy is holding hands with this guy. Sorry if it's hard to hear me, but this microphone sucks. So look, that they're holding hands. So I'm gonna add a constraint event on this guy. I'm gonna select his hand, and I can also select this other guy's hand. And what I'm gonna do is, after I select their hands, in the property editor where it says type, it says lock. That's what it's automatically set on. That means that it's gonna when it's on lock, that means it's gonna stay in place. Lock position, I think, is basically the same thing. It's gonna stay in the place that it's in. Lock orientation means it's gonna stay in the same shape. So if you're like trying to say you're trying to punch somebody, if you hit lock orientation and click on his chest, that means his chest will stay in the same shape. So that way he doesn't move. Lock with parent, I really don't know what that does. And join bodies, that's basically a lot of wrestling moves and fighting moves and stuff, and skateboarding on endorphin. It's based on, whoops, body. So now if I simulate the character, hold on, see that guy is already standing because of this constraint event, and this makes their hands held. And you can always like make things longer or shorter on the timeline, but now this guy's gonna fall, this guy's gonna like hold his hand because of this constraint event. And that's constraint events. And there are a couple things. Oh wait, hold on, I didn't finish up here. There's, oh, don't worry if there's like, you look here and there's like a blue like bar just like pops out of nowhere on this, or blue line pops up over here. That happens. It doesn't really, well, it means something, but it's not really important. There is the create force event. I don't get like when people are creating wrestling things, people who like, I guess are like experts or whatever, really don't like it when like other people use force events to like help them. But I found them really useful. I don't really use them that much, but they're good to use. What they do is basically, hold on, what is this? Oh, it's on the environment. That's not good. Hold on. We're gonna put the force event on this guy. Now you see, it's like a there's like an arrow going in his chest, and I've simulated the event. You see, he'll go back. He'll like you see, oh, this is perfect. I can show you. This guy right here falls normal. That's the normal fall, and then this guy kind of like looks like he got shot. That's because the force event, whatever it's in, whatever it's selected to hit, will create some kind of force. Kind of like in Star Wars, if you know what Star Wars is, the actual force, where people are able to like push and pull things with their mind. It's also called telekinesis, but it's force here. So like in the other thing, in property editor, if you hit target object, select any part of the body and multiple parts. To select, like if you want him to like look like you got like shot in the leg or something. That didn't work out that good, but that happens. And the last button on the toolbar basically that you really need to know about is the creates hold on a minute. I might be coming down with a cold or something. My nose is running. I need to blow my nose a lot. Anyways, creates sever event is if you don't know what that is, hold on, create it. A sever, when you sever something or somebody, you basically split the thing in half, whatever it is. So as you can see, I have it selected on this part, so you can probably figure out when I simulate it that his body's gonna split in half, which is kind of creepy. Well, not creepy, but kind of grosses me out. So I never really use that, especially if you're working on like wrestling or skateboarding. You don't really need that. But if you're doing like those like ninja combat videos or whatever, it's good to have the power to slice somebody in half. Otherwise, you're not really a ninja, are you? And that's basically all the buttons on the toolbar except for these last two, which is the toggle multiple. This last second to last is toggle multiple viewports. That just makes it so that way you can see all the viewpoints: left, right, no, left, top, and front. And it's not really that necessary to have them. Oh, I almost forgot the very most important part. I'm not supposed to be in left view. Um, if you ever like, yeah, never mind what I was about to say. You probably been wondering how I've been moving around the camera. I should have told you this in the beginning. If you don't know how, if you hold down that little mouse wheel in the middle, you move. Um, and if you hold down the mouse wheel plus right click, that's how you move. You pan, and this is how you go. And if you actually use the mouse wheel, that's how you zoom in and out. I think there's a way you can change that because I don't think all mouses have this mouse wheel, but I don't know. You can try it. And then this last button, the camera tracking, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Click something on the environment and the camera follows it. The only problem is if you're trying to make a video, you can obviously see it that's highlighted orange. There is a way to fix that though. Okay, so and over here we have the undo and redo buttons, pretty much, and this is the import export button, which you can't export unless you have the full something. This isn't a trial version. This is just the learning edition. If you have the actual like full product thing where you can I don't know what the difference is, but you can export. I guess that's the difference. And import, I don't know. Now I'm gonna show you what am I gonna show you? The next thing, like I said, there's some things that you can't do on the toolbar, which is pretty important. I don't know why they don't have a button up here for it, but if you right click on the character's timeline and you hit create active pose, now this is what these two buttons are for. Well, these three buttons. So let's say you want to do your guy to sit in a chair. I'll teach you how to create this chair in a minute. I'm just gonna add this chair in there. 1 minute, just hold on a second. This is just for to tell you, show you what I mean. Okay, so I've got this chair here. I'm gonna rotate it so it's there is an actual tutorial on this on the Natural Motion website, which is where it should be where you downloaded endorphin and got your product key. There are tutorials there, but very basic, and the guy doesn't have that good of a voice, so pretty much put you to sleep. So if you click on this active pose and you pretty much do what I told you before, how to move things around, like right click his legs and rotate different parts of his body, you can make this guy sit down, or pretty much make him do anything from sitting down to jumping off a building or something, but whatever. I just did that really sloppily just now, but you get the idea. So delete that. Delete this chair. Make sure I don't leave anything out. Create animation and create motion transfer. And create simulation event and create transition event. Those four things I don't really use that much because they pretty much suck. Well, at least I think they suck. And of course, the last thing I have to mention is in case you find something that you think, a pose that you think you're gonna need in the future. I'm just gonna create anything right now. Him pulling back for a punch, something, I don't know. Go to character and you can save the pose, so that way later on you can load it, so that way you never have to figure out how you do that ever again. So right here I've got some of my poses, but whatever. So, and of course also down there's the load pose and the reset pose button again. So that's basically it for this tutorial. I have no idea what my next tutorial will be about. You can always request tutorials, and I'll try to do what I can to get it up there if you really need it. Which is why I advise you to comment and say what you thought. If you thought this was a good tutorial, or if you thought, you know, I could do better, or there's something I left out, comment. Also, watch my channel, subscribe. There are more tutorials to come, and check out my other videos. And so, yeah, it's Ono Productions 101.